week part 2 in this month. Week part 2. What's good, guys? Dave Action Jackson coming at you live. So I stopped the video that was playing in the background because it kind of kept making lighting go up and down. It'd be either lighter or darker. Kind of a little bit annoying. TV, really? Okay, turn the light on. Turn on my little lamp over here. So I'm basically like reading little notes that I wrote. But this is part 2 of my little peck fly video, and the first part, if you don't know what the summary of it was, it was basically surrounding cable flies, and it more like upper and lower. Now I didn't exactly get to finish what I wanted to say, but excuse me, my throat is sore. I don't know if you guys can hear it or not, but my throat has like this really like hoarse feeling in the back of it. It's like right in here, and I started noticing the day before yesterday, and I really felt it. I really did feel it, like in there, just like whatever I'm catching, whatever I got or whatever I'm getting, I feel it. But anyways, that's beside the point. So, with peck flies, the whole emphasis is to hit the pecks. Now, somewhere in there, you might like feel it in your shoulders, but the whole emphasis is the pecs. The whole emphasis. And part 2 is this basically going to be on machine flies. And the reason why I want to talk about machine flies is because there have been at least 6 to 8 different examples that I've seen at the gym alone, and it either between like people who look like they don't usually go to the gym that often, older people, or just like someone who's like, but I've seen a couple of really out of shape people doing this too, where their shoulders are like up here, and they got the little fly handles. I don't know how great this is gonna be, but so they got their shoulders are up here, and they got their arms up here, like out here, and they're going like this, and their arms are bent too. Keep that in mind. So their arms are bent, and the main emphasis, because this isn't gonna help your pecs grow. Like it literally, there's no feeling in there. There's no blood, no muscle pushing against each other. There's no connection between the body or the mind and the muscle. There's no connection. Basically, this is the most uncomfortable thing I've ever seen anybody do. And when I first started doing machine flies, I was so uncomfortable. I was so uncomfortable because I always had my shoulders up here, and it was like I literally because I had an idea how to do them, but I never really did them before 3 years ago. I think no, 4 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago. When I first got my gym membership back in 2012 or 11, 12, one of them two. But I didn't do flies at all. At least not with the machine. I had just started working out with dumbbells, and I think 2011 was when I first started working out with weights in general, but with heavier weights, that's when I started working out with them. And 2013 or 14 was probably when I really started using the machine flies. And so basically, the whole doing this, because some people really can't get the whole can't figure out where to put their hands, and they can't figure out how where to put the handles. And so in this video, I'm going to tell you guys exactly how to do it, and pretty much where to keep your elbows. Because if you're flaring if your shoulders are up here, you are more likely to flare your elbows out, or flare your elbows out and have your shoulders way up here, all uncomfortable, and there's a chance that you could hurt your front delts. And I'm being dead serious. So, oh, it's so rough trying to talk right now. Um, so the first thing I want to talk about is how to position yourself. So when you're sitting on the fly machine, and just do this, have the weight on the machine like a starting weight. Basically, I always start off like at 30 probably, and anytime I do an exercise, I always start off with like a lower weight, because it helps to like be able to practice it even with no weight. You practice the movement, right? Practice the movement, and then you go into it. Now, what I just did, that's not like any form of proper form. That's just me, like me showing you, be comfortable with it. So practice the motion first. But basically, how you start it out is you sit on the bench, right? You sit on the bench. You put You have to adjust it though. I hate using like a wider handle range of motion, because I can't stretch my chest out like that without fearing it like tearing. Because I've seen people who torn a pec tendon because they were doing flies, and it just like the thought of it going like way back. I saw a lady on there's I think like 5 positions. She was on the fourth one, so her arms are like way back here. Her body would be like right here, and her arms would be back here. And literally, I couldn't understand how she could be so do it like that. I've seen people go like way back, and like their hands would be behind their body, and it's the scariest sight ever, because it's like it's cringy, and you're just waiting to see that snap. Waiting to hear that like pop sound and see the discoloration start to show. But I'm not looking forward to that in any way. I've seen a couple of different muscles and tendons get torn, and I've probably seen like 6 or 7 different people get hurt like that. So it's not the topic of this video. I might make a video. So I might, the keyword might, make a video later on, just talking about all the injuries I've seen, because I have a wide range of like just instances where I've seen people physically tear a body part, and it's the nastiest thing I've ever seen. It's so gruesome, it's nasty, it's so distracting, because it's like it throws you off. Well, it threw me off at least. But yeah. So that's what you want to do. Besides all the stuff I just explained, but this is what you want to do. You want to adjust the little pin at the top to the first or second little rung thingies, and the further back you go, the harder it will be to get your arms in a neutral position. And I think if you have the pin any more than just two of the little holes at the top, you are more likely to hurt yourself. But also you're putting your shoulders in an uncomfortable position. So skip the third, fourth, and fifth or whatever holes, and stick with those first 2. That's the first point. The second one is to adjust yourself accordingly. So if you gotta fix the bench, I'm not sitting on my bench, I'm actually sitting in a pure chair. But if you gotta raise it up or lower it, because I'm 5'5", and so I have to raise the seat up to the max it'll go, which is not that high, but it still helps to be able to stabilize myself instead of being really low, or not being in a proper range of seating. But position the seat where you're comfortable enough to be able to kind of pull the weight in front of you from both sides. The third thing is to practice. So practice always gives you an idea of what you're going to do in the future. And by in the future, I mean within those next couple of seconds, because that's how working out works. Is once you start getting that idea, that's when you move forward after that. So this is what I do. So you sit there, right? Get your back up, or have your back semi straight but arched a little bit. Have your chest up, and this is gonna open up your chest a little bit more. Now, or at least like have it up so you're like more like this. Relax your shoulders, and the reason why I say relax your shoulders is because it's gonna put you in a really uncomfortable position when you're actually moving the weight from point A to point B. So keep your shoulders relaxed. Put your arms out, grab the handles, and practice it. Don't put any weight on the machine yet. Don't put any weight. Don't pin any weight on the stack. Just practice it before you. Like imagine you're doing it in your head, but physically doing it. So you're gonna have like the have your hands in a neutral position. By neutral, it's kind of like this is how I would explain bench press. If you, in order to not like flare your elbows out, because flaring your elbows out, you're more likely to hurt your shoulders, and it kind of um there's another thing I would probably make a video on, like getting hurt during bench press. I'm not talking about tearing like a tendon back or up here. I mean having that scapula flaring out, and I've seen that happen twice, and it's the grossest thing I ever seen because it's like you have a wing back there, like a real wing, and it's really fast. Like how it happens, it's like that. Like with the bicep tendon tear, you see it go up, but you don't really see this come up. So that's for another time too. But basically, have your hands in a neutral spot, arms in a neutral position, and what you're gonna do is you're gonna grab the handles, have them shoulders relaxed, and then come out. Now, what I think you should do is like when the handles are like they're like this, so they're like waving. Basically, you're gonna come out, right? Having shoulders relaxed, come out and push out. Your arms gonna be semi straight, but you're just gonna push out. So it's basically as if you're doing like a diamond push up, but holding some handles from opposite directions, basically. So arms are straight or bent, but like as angled as they'll be. And all you're doing is coming out. Keep in mind, not once will my shoulders come up. The only time my shoulders will be up is if I'm uncomfortable. If your traps are like crunched up a little bit, it's going to be uncomfortable. So keep your arms in that neutral position and come out. Come out. And one last thing that I will say is when you're practicing it, because you gotta practice that squeeze. So if you want to like you want the pecs to be like rounded off, but you also want to be able to like have that kind of like you want to build up the inner pecs too. And so what that does is, I don't know if you guys can see it, but my pecs got a little have like that crevice in them. That's what flies do. And it's an awkward movement, but it's effective because it hits, like it makes your pecs kind of get that like that long range going. I don't know if I'm gonna show this to you guys on camera, fuck it. But so that like your pecs basically, it's gonna be in a like a kind of a like a more fuller kind of look. But yeah, so this is what it's gonna look like. So your arms are like relaxed, right? Now all you're gonna do, let me push that cup out the way. All you're gonna do is come up like that. So you gotta practice it though. You gotta practice it so you'll be more comfortable with it, because I've seen people get real uncomfortable doing flies, and it pays to practice. Now, when it comes to adding weight to it, I do not recommend going heavier than you know you can go, because it is very difficult if you have like your hands. Like, I get it. Like, when you're pulling weight versus when you're pushing weight, it's two different things. Pulling weight, you could probably do like as much as your arms can handle, but pushing weight, because that's what you're doing. Like, you're pushing, you're pushing the pecs out, versus like when you're pulling up, different thing. So, whoa, different thing. I guess you could say it's got like a combination of both, but you're just coming up. And one thing I will say is to always like try to hold it for a second or two. So when you're doing them, hold that for a little bit. Come back, hold it, hold it. Because that's gonna like um send a signal to the middle of your pecs. And I've had that signal. It doesn't feel good, but it definitely is working. Um it's gonna send a signal to your pecs to say, okay, we're pushing, we're like coming closer together, but we're also going out more. And eventually, like down the road, you kind of see the development in your chest a little bit better. I've noticed the development in mine. Granted, I may not be like the most like aesthetic natural bodybuilder. I'm putting that on there too. Natural bodybuilder. I'm putting that on there because it's like, I swear I see so many people like doing this whole like natty or not thing, and it it baffles me that people actually like care how somebody is trying to do their whole fitness journey. But I know a lot of people aspire to be like different things. Um, to me, like, I think bodybuilding is like self improvement. You want to be able to look good. And sometimes people take shortcuts. Some people really think that they can take shortcuts, but then it comes down to whether you continue or not. And it's all like it's up here more than anything. It's more in here and up here. And you just have to trust yourself. Now, naturally, you will you'll get better at it, because practicing always makes people better. And I'm not saying practice makes perfect, because I think that's a stupid saying, but practice definitely makes you better. And so, uh, my throat feels so scratchy. But anyway, so that's part two of this little 3-part series. I'm gonna do part three either like after this video, which I probably most likely won't. My throat is kind of like shot at the moment, but if I don't upload part three, I'm gonna upload it in the morning. So in the meantime though, practice these couple of like practice proper form and technique, and I swear any exercise that you do, you'll get used to them to the point where you'll be able to do them just like that. It'd be a second nature kind of thing. And that's pretty much like how it was for me. When I started doing bodybuilding, I swear I was so uncomfortable, because the people kept telling me like, "Oh, you're not gonna get big. You're not gonna do this. You're not gonna look like this or that." And one of my own family members said that they don't approve of me doing bodybuilding, because they think that I'm gonna end up like some kind of mass monster, like one of. And I hate it. I hate it, like, because they describe it as being like it's disgusting. I don't think wanting to be that big is disgusting. Yeah, it may be a little like out there, but I don't think it is. I think people just like different types of things to be into. But anyways, I'm David Action Jackson, representing Action Jack Fitness, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Please hit that like button if you did enjoy this video, and also if you guys can do me a favor and subscribe, I really appreciate it, because I've seen my channel grow, and it just makes me like I've kept my channel alive for like the past 9 years. So, or in I think 2 months it'll be 10 years. But yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video. I'm out.